the concept of like being rich and like financially rich. Like, what's the point of having financial freedom, right? This thing I've been chasing for. You might be connected to the most amazing network when it comes to like business or opportunities, but what's the point if you don't even have any real connections? I literally said, hey, should we have a baby so I have something to do? Like, I don't know how to spend my time. 37, that age is a little bit scary for me because in my mind, I feel like I should, if I want kids, have a kid before I'm 40. So I do feel like I need to sort of... Welcome to the Asian Soup Podcast. This is your co-host Jules.
And this is your co-host Rox.
The Asian Soup Podcast is your cozy space on the internet where we share and discover stories about one another.
We chat about a range of topics from careers, relationships, mental health, and much more.
Come sit with us and get nourished. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the pod.
So this episode is going to be a continuation of the previous episode. We're wearing the same outfits. And in the previous episode to this one, Rox shared about her reflections on being a mother of a baby who's 7 months old, being roughly 7 months in to maternity leave. Yeah. And maternity leave for Rox is 1 year. Yeah. And she also shared about how precious time is and how you're more aware and more conscious of the present time, I guess, and how fleeting the moments are.
And like, just even being more intentional, like, okay, if I'm going to be leaving Phoebe now, like for a recording, like podcast recording, like just choosing what I really want to do in those free moments I have, because Sim's working, so it's just like, what do I actually want to do with my free time? As well. Yeah.
And now we're flipping the episode back to me.
Yes.
And Rox and I were the same age, and I'm Korean Australian, Rox is Chinese Australian, and we've always, like, the one thing that we both resonated and why we clicked so fast in the beginning was because we had very similar career path journeys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we both had career changes. We both had really low paying jobs
in the beginning,
and we were really burned and stuff like that. And we've always had similar like life paths.
Yeah.
And now we're at a place where we are in different chapters and we're very aware of that.
Jules is very accommodating to my chapter as well.
And
she's like, oh my God, we're going to focus. We're going to make sure our session is 2 hours. And
yes, because that's important to me. Yeah. But also you have also shown me that you can do other things outside of motherhood, especially the first year of motherhood. I thought it's, as you said, a write-off year where you can't really do anything. But Rox has been, you've been surprising me. Like, on my birthday, when baby was only a few months old, Rox was like, we need to do hot pot, and we did a hot pot, just the two of us.
You were so emotional about that.
Did I cry? I think I cried.
No, you sent me a voice message before your trip, I think, on the plane, and you're like, thank you so much for spending time with me. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I get to eat hot pot. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. But it was just it meant a lot to me to know that, even if you have a baby, you have space for me, or like you want to spend time with me. And so that meant a lot to me. And I was surprised because I didn't know it could be that way.
I mean, maybe your perception of motherhood and who you might be as a motherhood is changing. Maybe?
Yes.
Because even before being a mum, like, your references are the mum friends or your own mum or aunties and stuff. So you kind of like have this idea, but sometimes you pick and choose things. You're like, oh yeah, I'll probably do things like what she did, or I won't do what they did. Not as a personal thing, like not because it's wrong or whatever, but it's just your own, who you are and what you want, right? Some people could look at me and be like, oh my God, she is so selfish for leaving her baby for a little bit, and you never know, and that's okay, because everyone is different. Yeah.
And I think you really surprised me because in another way, even with the podcast, I used to stay behind the scenes, we turn the camera off, I'll be like, oh, you know, this could be our last season.
It could be. Yeah, we
I'll
don't
say
know.
things like that. And
after
like,
you have a baby, you're like, it's gonna
yeah,
stop.
and I was
It
I
could
just
stop.
meant I really meant that because I'm like, we never know. Like, let's just enjoy what we have now.
Yeah, true.
And I didn't know if we would keep recording. And look at us
that's
now.
true.
Yeah, don't you
I
remember?
don't know, actually. Yeah, I do remember.
And when baby
we're like, oh, this
came-
is going to be the last one.
Yeah, I really thought, like, I didn't know where your heart was at. But now this is like a few episodes we've recorded since the baby's come.
Yeah.
And even last episode, you were like, oh, we probably have to record at my place because baby was crying.
Oh, yeah, I did say that.
It's like always
like
changing.
late at night or something.
Yeah, and look at us now. We're recording 2 episodes in one
Oh my
sitting.
God. Yeah.
I can't. My heart is just like so full, and I'm
Thank
just.
you to my husband who's with my
Thank you,
baby
Sim.
right now. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying, like you are more mindful and aware of where you spend your time, and you want to spend time because it's so precious and it's obvious, like the chunk of time you have left, right?
Yeah.
That you want to make sure you want to do things that you really want to do.
Even if it's sleeping in and wasting
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, or sleeping in.
Maybe I
That's
need
rest.
my rest. Yeah, I need
Rest
my
is
rest.
very
I'm
important.
tired, you know?
Yeah.
So
And what I think is really fascinating is that, like, when you were sharing everything in the previous episode and your sort of realizations and learnings, even though I don't have a baby and I haven't had sleepless nights like you,
yeah.
I've also kind of come to the same place and realization as you, where it's like, oh, I want to only spend time on the things that is like a true yes to me. And that's sort of what I've been saying to myself lately. And for me, I don't have like a chunk of time that's limited, like maternity leave.
But everyone has limited time.
Well,
Really. Like, you only
actually-
have so many hours in the day.
that's true.
Yeah.
And-
so it doesn't change that.
It doesn't. And the way I've been framing it is like, well, like I'm 37 now and just say I live to 100, like the rest of my life that's the limited time for me. Like that's like my extended maternity leave, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk metaphorically?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if that's the case, then how do I want to spend the rest of my life? And I think I'm sort of at like a crossroads right now.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing my business for 2 years, Pepper Grey, which is like a dog collar business.
Yeah. It's doing so well, by the way. But
It's really not.
Julia doesn't give herself enough credit for it, which is annoying, but okay. Yeah.
I'm 2 years in and I'm kind of just, because I'm doing it alone, it's hard to see the accomplishments. If I, hit a certain number, I'm just like, I don't know. Like,
What's next?
it doesn't really mean anything to me. It doesn't have the same dopamine hit that I used to get.
Oh, okay,
right?
Yeah.
And also, we've been doing this podcast for what, like 3 years?
Yeah.
Would you say 3 years?
Yeah. I would
4?
also say this podcast doesn't give me the same dopamine hit as it used to either. Like, I think we were talking about some things and our processes and stuff, and I feel like we were way more passionate in the first season in terms of like getting things up and doing things ourselves. So I guess it's, I don't know why I'm talking about that, but it's like, how do we get inspired again and put a bit more effort into little things like our thumbnails or our set or because our set used to be really cute.
It's still cute, but
It's still
it used to
cute,
be really cute.
But it used to be really cute.
Yeah.
And it's like how, that could be our next thing. And,
Yeah.
But I don't know, Like,
Yeah.
it's similar.
Exactly.
Similar.
Like, that's exactly my point. Like, we're 3 years into the podcast, it's the excitement has worn off.
Yeah.
And that's the same with even my job, like my full-time job right now. I'm 2 years in. So I'm at a place where, and I'm also
You're competent.
even with my relationship, I'm like 15 years into the relationship with my partner.
Yeah.
So like I was at a place where I felt very flat and I'm just like, what's next? Because I'm always after something. Usually I'm always chasing
That's
like
what
a dream.
motivates you,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah.
I always have something there, whether
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I want to open up this restaurant or I want to, I guess the thing that I was really going for now was financial freedom. That was something that I was chasing after.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that looked like buy stocks, have a stable income, and then have other streams of income, and then other streams of income, and live smart, work smart, not hard, and all of those things, and retiring early, and all, that's what I was after. But this year, or right now, I'm kind of at a place where I'm like, well, I don't know what that even means. Like, and even if I get that financial freedom, would I really be happy?
When you're saying all those things about the finances, it's just like retiring early, getting passive income, like all that is, I think it's awesome that we're both listening to similar things and working towards similar things and stuff. But it's really interesting because there's such buzz finance, social media things as well. Exactly. Like if you do retire early, what are you going to do? But it's more about what you value and what you want your life to look like. And taking the steps to that, because it takes time to work towards that. And but anyways, that's all I wanted to say, because it's just like sometimes we're chatting like in social media, like what part is what I actually think and what part is being like thrown at me to the point where I believe what they're saying, like, oh, retiring early is the best thing, or
that's true. And I do consume a lot of that kind of content,
I guess,
and like on productivity and so on. But even today I was like journaling. I started journaling a lot again, and one thing I was thinking about was like, well, the concept of like being rich and like financially rich, like what's the point of having financial freedom, right? This thing I've been chasing for, if you might be connected to the most amazing network when it comes to like business or opportunities, but what's the point if you don't even have any real connections? Like people don't really connect on like a human to human like level. And what's the point of having like millions of dollars in your bank account if you have zero self-worth? Like I started kind of questioning like these things, and it just made me think like having a lot of money in your bank account, it doesn't actually make you feel rich inside as like a human. And so what does being rich as a human look like? Like what does that even mean? And it could be like, oh yeah, you feel fulfilled or content or happy or safe and all of these things. But in the end, I sort of concluded like, if you want to feel rich, like rather than being like striving for being rich with money rich, like I'm trying to reframe it more as like rich with experiences, or rich being abundant with like lots of different friendships or resources, or maybe having like abundance of like your favorite like foods in your fridge that's stocked, like something that you can actually have now, rather than just chasing for this idea,
this number.
And it could also even be like having, or feeling rich is like, oh, buying whatever I want whenever I want. It's like that autonomy and that freedom, right? Well, maybe that autonomy and freedom can be found by like drawing a piece of art, or like writing something, like having autonomy of your thoughts and having the freedom to write whatever you want to write, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. Having time to be creative and being brave and doing bold things with that. And so I don't know, I'm going a bit all over the place, but that's sort of where I've been thinking about. And so now that like this thing I've been chasing for, like this financial freedom and security, because that's not like my North Star anymore, I started to feel really lost, because I'm like, then what am I striving towards? I felt like I had this map before, and then that map was gone. And the way I was describing it to my partner Ryudo was, I was saying, I feel really, really lost. Like I don't know what my sense of direction is anymore. I was like, I literally said, hey, should we have a baby so I have something to do? Like I don't know how to spend my time. Like what am I here to do? Like why, like how do I like I don't know what I'm working towards. I don't have motivation because I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to go towards
And why.
and why. And I was feeling very, very confused.
Yeah, that sounds pretty confusing.
Yeah.
And very common as well, like very understandable, especially, I don't know, I feel like when you're talking about being lost and how you want to spend time in the beginning, it's also, and reflecting, when you were reflecting back at me, it was just, what's also interesting, and a lot of you went to Europe last year and you did a lot of travel this year. It's also the time and what you want to do before you might want to be a mum as well. It's like this is really like, you know, special and precious time for you and Raido to have the full freedom to do whatever you want as well. On the flip side, you know?
Yeah.
Like, sure, like you can still do stuff you want when you have a baby, but it would just look very different. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, it's interesting to hear where you're at. But so how have you worked through it, and what are you thinking now?
So I don't feel as lost anymore. I realize you just keep going like day by day.
Yeah.
And by the way, this lost feeling, it wasn't like a deep depression or anything like that. It was just more like,
what am I doing? What should I do?
Yeah. And I think it was even more confusing because like a lot of the people around me are taking a specific path, which is motherhood, right? And because I'm now 37, by the way, 37, that age is a little bit scary for me because in my mind, I feel like I should, if I want kids, have a kid before I'm 40. So I do feel like I need to sort of know or decide or something like that in the next, like now or like the next few years. There is that pressure as well.
But which sucks as a woman to have that pressure.
It does. But it's also a blessing that we could have this opportunity to have a baby potentially. Nothing's guaranteed. But yeah, I don't feel like depressed, but it's more like a lost feeling, and I sort of had to come to accept that my life is my life.
Yes.
My life is mine, and how I want to create it is up to me. And so when you were saying, Rox, like, oh, you know, thinking about like baby when she's in primary school or high school, like I've also been thinking about those things as well, like what my life would look like in the next 10 20 years, 30 years, whatever. And the way I've been sort of thinking about it is like life sorry, I don't know how wishy-washy this is going to sound, but it's
fine. Life with baby, life without?
No, more like life is something that we can create.
Of course, yes.
So you can create it as however you want.
Yes.
And when I see you're creating a family, you're creating like an experience, like your own motherhood experience. You're creating memories. You're creating like almost like a movie, like little journey, your first year with your baby. Right. And it's just so beautiful because you could have not had a baby. You could have just sat there and done nothing if you wanted to, but you just leaned towards what you wanted and where your intuition led you. And this is sort of how you ended up. And now you're continuing to say yes to things that
I want
to do.
Yeah. And same with you.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, well, what do I want to do and what does that look like? And how do I want to create my life? And how do I want to create next year? How do I want to create now? How do I want to create today? What does today look like? I just think everything as a creation. And it's just like, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm then a creator. Like that's what I can do. I can just create like every day. Like rather than, it's just a really big shift, by the way, from financial freedom. Now I'm like, oh, I can just keep creating and just keep doing what I want to do and keep being me. And so I just sort of had like a shift, and I feel like I'm kind of having like this transition. And then I asked Rayudo, my partner, I was explaining to him like, this is how I'm seeing my life. Like I need creating, like we can create right now. We can create even a morning routine. We can create, even this morning I made pancakes, remember?
It looks so good.
I just woke up thinking like I want to make pancakes. So I created pancakes.
Don't you think we're so lucky to do that? Sometimes.
What do you mean by lucky?
As in, like, to have the freedom and choice to do something so simple is it's just, I don't know. I guess sometimes when you look at the news and I don't know. I try to just reflect. I don't know, each night. Like, I don't know. This is really lame, but I've ever since Phoebe was born, I've started praying.
Oh yeah.
So I always like finish and I think about the people less fortunate or people who aren't in situations where they can just have the time to be like, oh, I feel like making this today to eat, you know, and eating for me is so like, I just love eating and I love like making food yummy, like a yummy meal, and it's just like, it's just so nice, and it's so nourishing to have the time to do that. I don't know. I just feel
you're
like,
so right, because I think that's something that I miss out a little bit on the being grateful part. Like the having that time and even just having the flour and eggs there, having like a pan that's non-stick, you know, just even like
having a home, like a safe home,
a roof over my head. You're right. Like we are so lucky to be able to do
and
that
from scratch. Like, I don't know, I think some people might not even have time to do that because, I don't know, maybe they're depressed or maybe they're busy doing something else or busy working on weekend or doing 3 jobs or something. Like, I don't know. It's just, I just think it's really nice that you can do that.
So the whole creating thing, it's like, creating like breakfast moments, memories, and creating like an experience basically. And I thought, well, isn't that crazy? Like humans can also create other humans, and that's
that is creating.
That
too.
is another way of creating. And even this podcast,
we're
creating. And I noticed creating is very empowering and rejuvenating for me, because after the last podcast recording, I felt so alive afterwards. I feel afterwards, like I just feel very full. And I was able to do some tasks that I've been putting off for a really long time. So that's why I thought, these podcast sessions, after we record, I'm very inspired and motivated. So it's really good for me to do some boring tasks like afterwards, like straight
gives
after.
you energy.
Yeah, because I'm
like
just
coffee.
riding that wave. It's like my little like caffeine hit, but from creating. And I was telling Rhoda like, yes, this is like, I want to create blah, 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 blah. And then I said to him like, oh, like you're actually my like co-creation partner.
Aww. Yeah, because you're spending every day together.
And I was like, I want to like co-create like life with you. And what does that look like if we're like co-creating? Like what does that even mean? And like even us, right? We're co-creating all the time. Like even right now. This podcast episode, this conversation, this connection, this chemistry. Like
I love how philosophical this is getting.
I know, it gets really philosophical.
A bit spiritual as well.
It's a bit spiritual,
I love it,
But that's sort of where my head's at the moment, or my heart, I guess. And I've been feeling really lost, but I feel like I have another like sense of direction now. And it's a little bit scary because I'm like, well, now that it's exciting, because I'm like, okay, where is this going to take me? Because that's how I want to approach everything. Like even with my business, 2 years podcast and my job, I want to actually keep creating, building on those things, but from a place where it's like true to me, like what I really want to express. That makes sense. And so even for me, this episode, it's like a little bit
vague.
It's a bit vague and it's very clear to me, but I know it can be a bit like spiritual. I'm not sure how it will be heard, but it doesn't really matter to me because it's more that I get to express what I want to express. And like I was telling Rox, I think today, that I only really want to do topics that I really want to talk about. And there was actually an episode that we had recorded and Rox was like, hey, should we just not
put that out?
Put that one out? And I was like, yeah, let's not. Because it didn't really align with us anymore. And I'm really happy we made that decision. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at the moment. Expressing is very important to me and creating
So what I'm hearing is
What are you hearing?
So what I'm hearing is I love how it's a bit more wholesome, this direction, and I feel like what I'm hearing is like financially your needs are met, like Maslow's hierarchy, needs are met.
Okay.
We're in a very fortunate country situation. Like even if we were unemployed, we probably, with our families around and everything, like we probably won't go hungry. Like we're pretty lucky, right? Like our needs are met financially. Like you're not gonna go hungry and homeless. Fingers crossed, hopefully. So what you're, and originally you were chasing financial freedom, like money. And sometimes I get sucked into that too, because sometimes there's that pressure to set up your finances and all that. But it's also like, why? Like, why am I doing that? Like, how much do I need? Do I need that? Like, am I trying to chase a designer bag? Am I trying to chase more jewelry? Why? I'm gonna die. Like, I'm gonna die. I can't take those things with me. I don't know. So it's just like, I think it's very understandable to be lost when the goal is just money. Like there's no like unless you have a why behind it.
Yeah.
So it's very understandable that you were lost, but also it is a very important thing to chase, because finances enable you to have more freedom to do other things, blah, 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 blah. So it's also like, but then now you're shifting the North Star or goal to creativity, and through creativity or creating things and through living your everyday life, you're making money already. So it's not like you're just choosing how you're doing that, because at the end of the day you're still creating
But can you
income.
say that last bit again?
So at the end of the day, the creation part, what
Yeah.
I'm hearing from you is you get to choose how you're doing that. You get to choose through creating things or co-creation with whoever, like through work, with your partner, whatever you're doing, you're choosing how and what to do to get there. And through doing that, you are in some cases earning money. Do you know what I mean? So like money comes through your actions anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess
I think that's sort of the ideal place I want to be.
Yeah.
So being able to just create things that I want to create the way I want to and so on, and be able to make money from it as well. And it's kind of goes against the whole like, oh, don't make your hobby like your job, like make money from it.
But you've been making money through Pepper Grey.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm just trying to think of, that's sort of the question I'm asking myself, which is, can I live comfortably and make a living from my creativity and my creative pursuits or creative projects or creative expression? That's sort of the question I am trying to ask. And I think maybe, I think I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I can.
Well,
and also,
are.
Am I?
You are.
Am I?
You are.
How?
Well, you're already earning through, or you're already through creating Pepper Grey. You are making,
I guess
like,
making
in your mind, like
making a living. I guess. Making
yeah,
a living,
I know. But like, like to what extent we don't know. But I think you're already doing it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think that's with Pepper Grey, I felt like I wasn't, because it started going into that energy where like, oh, I should be running my business like this. So I started doing a lot of things that people told me I should do. And so I just didn't feel connected with it anymore. And it just wasn't meaningful. But now I'm just sort of at this place where I'm like, who cares what people say? Just do what you want to do.
Just do what you want to do.
Yeah, and just like what's true to you, because that's how I can keep going at the moment.
Yeah.
And that seems to, I think that's what I need right now, just to keep going, and the creative juices. It
And
kind
do
of feels
what
that.
you actually want to do.
Yeah.
Not what you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just going back to that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that financial bit, that's another thing that I'm questioning, because it's like, and we touched on this a little bit when we were chatting, just us two. It's like, how much do you actually need? Because like this number in our heads, like, oh, we need to earn this much to have like, this kind of life. It's also something it's just all hypothetical as well. So I'm also thinking like, you know, is Sydney even the right place for me to live? Because it's so expensive. We have a whole episode about being priced out of Sydney, and we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here. Yeah.
But it's like, well, you know, what are the things that really are important to me? And can I get that like elsewhere and without having to pay such a high price? I don't know. These are all just questions in the air at the moment.
Yeah. They're good questions. And yeah, sometimes we talk about things hypothetically as well. It's like, imagine if you lived in a cheaper country and your rent was really cheap and the place is lower tax as well. And you could, because of that, you could take a year off and do whatever you want versus being here, paying high everything. But then, like, I don't know. It's just different trade-offs.
Yeah.
And depending on who, you know, what your partner's doing, what you're doing, and it's just like, but you could do that. That is an option, you know,
exactly.
and you'd probably still be on top but the thing is you had that time to have that year off or have that year to do something else. But the trade-off would be, you'd be away from Australia and your network or your career network for that year or two or whatever. But depends what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, so.
And at the end of the day, we have options.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. Like, you know, we have so many opportunities.
Yeah.
But it's also a curse because I'm like overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God. That's why I had to take a step back and be like, I can do whatever I want because I'm a blank canvas right now. I'm a blank sheet of paper. And I was telling some friends, like, it's almost to the point where I wish there was some things in place so that I can like work around those.
You can choose more clear. Like, you can't do that because blah.
Because you know how sometimes like when there's more restrictions, it's more clear.
It's more clear,
yeah.
I can only do this.
Yeah. So, but then I just thought it's actually
it's good
a blessing.
to have the freedom.
Yeah, blank paper is also good because it's like I can create it to however I want. So that's sort of where I'm at the moment. I've been writing more.
Yeah.
And like little like poems. I've been like, just enjoying that, like
it's
what's
something
inside.
different to like, because sometimes like I'm sometimes like scrapbooking or things as well, like for Phoebe and starting to journal getting back into journaling as well. And it's like, it's just something that feels different to cut things up and stick it in and like, you know, it's so silly because you're just doing it for yourself really. You're not doing it so you can post it or anything. It's just like, it feels good.
It feels so good.
Yeah. And it's fun.
And it goes back to what you were saying in the previous episode, which is you're just doing it for yourself. And you know how I asked you, like, what do you mean? Like you're doing, like, you know, you going to the art gallery, it's actually for you.
Yeah.
It's the same for me. Like if I go to the art gallery or if I do a scrapbooking or if I write a little poem, it was just for me. And it goes completely against everything that I've been trained to do, which is everything needs to be productive. Everything needs a result.
I might not get anything out of it. I'm not really getting anything financially out of it, but it makes me feel good, right?
So good. Yeah.
So, yeah. And it makes life enjoyable. Like, I don't know, you just need to, even if it's such little things, it's like, you can actually enjoy drawing a little picture or,
Yeah. So in closing, I realize it's 2:35 and I need to honor, I have a need to honor your 2-hour window for our recording session. So I guess like my closing sentence is like, you know, I'd love to hear if you're still listening to the end, you know, where are you at right now with your life? Like, are you feeling lost or you have really clear goals and you know where you're heading? And also whether you resonate with what I've said about, you know, this whole creativity thing and even previous episode with Rox sharing about like motherhood and your maternity leave and just your like learnings and your, I guess, like awareness of your presence.
Yeah. I think it's just, I know we're trying to wrap up, but like, I love how Jules always has like a theme or this sense of direction and like a theme to it. Like it's very...
you mean the episode or the...
No, your life.
Oh, my life. Oh,
No,
I
your
see.
life. So yeah, you were saying like each year before that you would have like a theme as well. But this is a bit different because you're thinking about what motivates you. But I don't know. I just think it's very... how to say it? Like in a world now where everyone thinks or seems like they know what they're doing or whatever, it's nice to take a moment and, like you said, like be creative and like take those moments and find what motivates you. And yeah, we're 37 and every year we're reassessing and thinking about what's important to us and it keeps changing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I did not think that in my 20s. I didn't think that, oh, you know, in my late 30s I will still not know what's happening or like... But the thing is, you never really know what's happening because you can only do what you can control or choose to do. Everything else you can't control, right? So yeah, you can create your life, true, but it's also like we don't know where that'll take us, which is why it's so exciting, right? Because you can take those steps, but then it'll lead to something else that you might want to do. And that's what, I don't know, that's what makes life so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Was that like
I
weird?
love that.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking from what you're sharing. So
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you, Jules, for sharing. And we will keep creating more episodes.
Yes, we will create more. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you on the next podcast episode.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.